He discussed how this, he didn't say much, because honestly he can't comment on the case, but he talked about how this has been a year and a half. Almost 2 years, and to find this out.
So, do you guys understand the couple of things that happened?
Yes, we're aware.
So, okay, so the FBI had evidence that, I mean, hard evidence, right? That they had not gone to Pulse Nightclub and had never searched it on the internet. When they presented the information from their experts in August, they only said that this summary witness was going to testify on a PowerPoint presentation of the GPS locations and towers. They never knew for sure. They knew what Noor said, right? Which was that was something that was not true, that was something written by the FBI, that she didn't say that. But they didn't know what the government's evidence was. So it came out today that the government has known since April of last year that the GPS on the phones did not show that they ever went to Pulse Nightclub, that Noor never went to Pulse Nightclub, and that the first time Omar ever went to Pulse Nightclub was 1 a.m. on June 12th. So the Brady is the rule that provides that the government must give exculpatory evidence, evidence that puts Noor in the best light to the defense as soon as they have that evidence, right? So two things happened. One is Judge Byron revoked Noor's bond that a magistrate in California gave to her. He revoked it based on the government saying that they had evidence that she had helped him case the pulse. That was part of what Judge Byron used to decide to revoke her bail. As you know, she's been in jail since January of last year. At no time did the government, from that moment, ever come to the defense and say, we know for sure now that there is absolutely no evidence that she cased the Pulse Nightclub, and that portion of the confession is provably false.
So based off of that, out of what came out of today, how do you guys feel? Let's talk about that.
Well, I mean, we have fought for the entire time, right? I'm speaking on behalf of the family, that Noor's account of not knowing, and that there are innocent explanations for all of these things to be true, because her family believes her, they know her, they understand her, they don't believe she would lie, they believe that the confession or the confession written by them is provably, many aspects are provably false, and that those ideas were put into her head by the FBI agents at the scene at that time. What they didn't know was that it now appears that the government, the prosecutors, may also be unfair, right? They are talking Brady violation in this trial. That is unheard of in a trial, to talk about a prosecutor being sanctioned for not giving the defense evidence immediately as soon as they know it that could put Noor in the best light. And that also included, I don't know if you heard briefly, that there was some discussion with Mr. Mateen's father about Noor being a victim of domestic violence. That there were some discussions on Sunday that were had between attorneys, Noor's attorney and prosecutors, and Omar Mateen's father's attorney. Omar Mateen's father was on the witness list for the government, and he was not called. He is also on the defense witness list. But there was some discussion, something happened on Sunday whereby Mr. Mateen, Omar's father, gave evidence that could help Noor in this case. And again, Fritz was accusing the government of not providing it. So there's talk here of perhaps her bond consideration was not appropriate because the government withheld evidence or the FBI didn't provide it. And that perhaps there are more recent conversations of information that could help Noor in this case as recently as Sunday that the government is not providing to the defense.
So what is going to happen next?
Well, tomorrow the two sides will meet and there'll be a hearing, and I'm assuming the defense will ask for a judgment of acquittal in the two cases based on not enough evidence to convict her on those crimes, and the judge will decide that. And also they will go over jury instructions, which are very important, which will talk about how they should apply the evidence to the case. So, I mean, this has been a huge day. It started out with the fact that she deleted text messages consistently on every conversation, and that there was nothing nefarious going on with her deleting text messages the night of the crime. So that came out this morning, and then this afternoon, the fact that the government and the FBI may be withholding evidence that could put Noor in the best light for this case.
Susan, you said that prosecutors have known since April, but from the testimony it says the FBI knew within a few days.
Well, when that information from the FBI was provided to the government is something that needs to be discussed. So there will be a hearing on these issues, but the judge did not want to have the hearing now. And tomorrow there are things already scheduled to be heard. So the Rule 29, which is the motion by the defense for judgment of acquittal, will be the first thing, and then the jury instructions will be second. And those things are already scheduled for tomorrow, and the judge doesn't want to interfere with the case to be arguing things and listening to this when he's not prepared with his bond information and those kinds of things.
So, is it your understanding that the defense is going to go to the next step and file a motion regarding this Brady violation? Are they going to?
You know, I believe that the defense wants to finish this case. They're going to file the Rule 29 tomorrow. They're going to do the motion tomorrow motion to acquit. They'll go to jury instructions. This will go to the jury. A Brady violation can be filed at any time. That hearing can be held at a later date after the jury hears this case. But I believe they'll go forward because there are one and possibly two instances of Brady violations in this case.
Explain again what the Rule 29 is.
So generally at the end of a government's case, if the government's case is particularly weak, like it is in this case, the defense will file a motion for judgment of acquittal, meaning based on what the judge hears, he will consider throwing out one or both charges, meaning that the government hasn't proven enough of its case or put enough facts together for it to go to a jury. So that will happen tomorrow.
Sorry if I missed it, but what was it like hearing that she was being held? She's being held on bond, I mean without bond, for more than a year now, on this that proved today wasn't true. What is it like hearing that from? I can hear also from the family. I would love to hear that too, Susan.
You can reply.
We've been knowing it. We know she was innocent. We know all this was a bunch of lies. We know that, you know, Noor is an innocent child. She's not the kind of violent person that they commit that she is.
Yes, but what was it like hearing that?
Like, I being in heaven, you know, feeling so good. Want to hug Noor, but I can't get to her. That's how it feels, actually.
So you're encouraged, Susan. You're encouraged.
Yes, yes, very, very.
And Susan, talk about that. I know that's one thing.
I personally was like outraged.
Yeah, I mean,
I was outraged that they did that.
I'll be honest, I want to jump and hold Noor because we cannot get a hold of her, but we thought that time that's how we want to do. Just get in there and grab her and hold her in our arms. That's how much we love her. And we want her out of this.
Her son keep asking about his mother. He want to know why she's in jail.
Yeah.
What do you guys tell him?
She will be free.
Are you guys getting emotional thinking about this, knowing that this is why she has been in jail?
See, from day one, I always say she's innocent because I know her very well. I believe in justice system. They're gonna find her. I always believe that they're gonna find her that's innocent. But for a year and a half, been suffering. She been calling me every night to tell me, make sure to take your. She asked about my health. Make sure to take your medicine. I'll be all right. I will come home and find me a job so I can live. So we know the justice system gonna take care of it. But the way it's being handled, that's wrong.
All right, that's enough.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.